Said the words dress you up. Yes. Borderline. Oh, yes. Causing a commotion. We're getting warm now. What about, of course, the big one? Yes. Holiday. If we took a holiday, you know who I'm talking about, don't you? It's the one and only superstar, Madonna. And that's right, at 64, she looks like she's breaking ground once again. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company. As I've said here on the show many times, music really benchmarks us, doesn't it? You know, we know where we were when certain songs came out, albums that we bought. And my theory is this, let me know what you think about this in the comments, but I think it's because we as kids at that point, you know, wherever you were in that era, were simply giving your hard-earned cash over to someone that you admired. You know, it was a lot more sort of investing, wasn't it then? You know, you bought an album, it cost you a lot of money, but you know, you didn't mind because you liked the artist, you wanted to support them, and you wanted them, of course, to become successful. There were always sort of camps, weren't they, in school? You were either Adam and the Ants, Duran Duran, Madonna, you know, Cyndi Lauper. It's gone on, hasn't it? Jason Donovan, Kylie. Maybe not them because they were a couple, weren't they? But you know what I mean. Now, Madonna, of course, is back big time and threatening to go on a greatest hits tour. That's right. Now, this is a lady who's had a phenomenal career of over 40 years, but even she knows that the shock sort of tactics of the things that she did in the 90s and at the start of her career simply don't wash well for a 64-year-old woman. Now, she's always resisted the opportunity to go out and do the greatest hits, and particularly things like Las Vegas, because she says, you know, it's not really her. She wants to keep pushing boundaries, opening envelopes and creating a brand new sound, a brand new look. And whichever way you look at it, Madonna has done this for years, you know. As I say, it depends what era you love, whether it be Desperately Seeking Susan, Who's That Girl, Vogue. I mean, that was a phenomenal track, wasn't it? And still as fresh today as it was released. Can you believe this? Over 30 years ago. No, that's making it. We're still in fashion though, aren't we? Just about clinging on, I think. But there's a bigger background to this. It's not necessarily, seriously, in the case of Madonna wanting to make money. You know, obviously, that's a nice sideline, and she still makes incredible amounts of royalties from all of those hits that are played across the world on the radio every day. But she's also putting together her biog. That's right. Not book form, but a film form. She was inspired by Bohemian Rhapsody and Elton John's Rocket Man. She feels that she's got a great story to tell, and I'm sure she has. The difference being, though, that Madonna has decided to co-write the script. Always a bit of a worry when you're writing your own story, you know what I mean? Are you objective enough to sit back and say, this was the reality? Or in fact, do you reveal too much and it's not necessarily what the fans want to see? Either way, as I say, she's looking at venues to hire across the world for the latter part of 2023. Now, personally, I think this is an incredibly brave move because in a cost of living crisis, and normally looking at the ticket prices of Madonna, can one truly afford to have a night of nostalgia, or where we all simply just watch the videos for free on YouTube? Either way, you have to admire the lady at 64 years old, almost looking unrecognizable now from herself, all thanks to the fact that she seems to have discovered the fountain of youth. Wish she'd pass it on, don't you? But which either way you look at it, as I say, let's all celebrate Madonna's success and wish her all the very best for her forthcoming Greatest Hits tour and, of course, the film. Love to know, though, would you pay to see it, or would you in fact go and see the film? Let me know in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.